race along the market square. You dropped a scarf of cornflower blue beside the baker's old stone door. I picked it up and held it gently, like I had never touched before. You turned and there was snow between us, and half a dozen heartbeats more. You smiled and took it from my fingers and wrapped it tight, like what it's for. But you looked back once across the snow, and that one look was all I'd know. The blue scarf of Krakow keeps the cold from going deep, and somewhere in the market quarter you are walking in my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow wound around your winter face. I have followed every cobblestone to find that one small place. I went back every Sunday morning, past the bakers, past the square. I bought a roll I didn't need, just to breathe the winter air. One morning you were there beside me, reading paper, drinking tea. You looked up slow, and then you knew me as the boy who set you free. And you sat down across the table as if it were always so. The blue scarf of Krakow keeps the cold from going deep, and you came back to the market quarter like a promise from my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow wound around your winter heart. I have waited every Sunday morning for this ordinary start. Oh, love begins in small things, a scarf, a glance, a door, and I would drop 1,000 scarves to find you once more. The blue scarf of Krakow keeps the cold from going deep. Now I walk beside you every Sunday, no more searching in my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow is the color of our days, in the city where the winter finds us at the start of all our ways. Winter came without a warning, but you came warm and true. Small and red and sweet, beyond deserving. You found hidden under leaves of green. You filled my cup without my asking, with the smallest things I'd seen. We ate them standing in the morning, with no sugar, with no cream. You said that this is what the summer actually wants to mean, and I believed you without question, as I have believed you since. Wild strawberries of soapbud, red as love and small as grace. You gave them to me from the forest, from your hands into this place. Wild strawberries of soapbud, nothing needs to be explained. When the small and wild and sweet come together in the summer after the rain. We follow the path down to the water, the Baltic, cold and gray and white. You ran ahead and didn't wait for me, and I love that wild stride. You turned around and waved me onward, like a captain on a shore. I have been following your waving for 30 years and more, and I believe you without question, as I have believed you since. Wild strawberries of soapbud, red as love and small as truth. You gave them to me from the forest, on the morning of our youth. Wild strawberries of soapbud, nothing needs to be understood. When the small and wild and sweet find each other in the light inside the wood. Oh, love is not the grand declaring, it is filling someone's hat with red. It is standing in the forest morning. It is everything you do instead. Wild strawberries of soapbud, every summer I go back to the path beside the forest border, where you filled my cap. Wild strawberries of soapbud, and you beside them still, running ahead and waving me to follow. edge. Beneath the willow's silver arms, I found you weaving morning light. Your dress was white as meadow blooms. Your eyes held all the autumn night. You carried flowers from the hills, the kind that only April knows. Your laughter ran like mountain streams through every field where wild rye grows. And I have crossed 1,000 fields to find the one the heart conceals. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me when the evening falls and the storks come flying home. In this land of ancient tenderness, I never want to roam. The village bells rang soft and low as we walked through amber lanes. The honeybees in clover fields sweetened all our whispered names. Your grandmother hung linen white on lines between the apple trees. She smiled and looked away from us and let our secrets ride the breeze. And I have crossed 1,000 fields to find the one the heart conceals. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me when the evening falls and the storks come flying home. In this land of ancient tenderness, I never want to roam. Oh, the river knows our names, it carries them to the sea. Every stone beneath the current holds the weight of you and me. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me through every season's turn, through the frost and through the flame. In this land of ancient tenderness, you are always my refrain. Along the silver water Third car from the engine, window seat. You got on at the second station with a bag too big for the shelf above. You struggled with it and I helped you without thinking how to love. You sat across and opened something, a book, a notebook I forget. But I remember looking sideways at something I hadn't met. All the journeys lead to somewhere, but this one led to you. The train from Budapest, running through the autumn hills. Every passing village window gave the morning amber fills. The train from Budapest, taking us the same direction. And I thank the second station for the gift of your connection. You fell asleep before the border, your book still open on your lap. I watched the countryside change color and didn't want a nap. At the last stop you asked where I was going. I said, wherever the road decides. You laughed and said that was the answer of someone with nobody's guide. All the journeys lead to somewhere, but this one led to you. The train from Budapest, running through the afternoon. Every station pulled me closer to the end that came too soon. The train from Budapest took us where we meant to go, and I walked off behind you slowly in the station's amber glow. The train that brought us to the city brought us to each other's door, and all the motion of the journey was to make us still once more. The train from Budapest, I still take it once a year, past the villages and through the border to the place where you appear. The train from Budapest, where we sat and said the most, and I am grateful for the second station and the things I love the most. Third car from the engine, window seat, and there you were, and there you were. played the flute at the edge of the pasture while the sheep grazed slow below. She heard it from the village window and followed where it goes. She found him on the limestone hillside, watching clouds instead of sheep. He said the sheep find their own way home when the evening's not too steep. And she sat down without asking, and he kept playing on. The shepherd's melody carried over stone and pine. She came to find a simple music and found what was already mine. The shepherd's melody, old before our grandfathers, plays between us like a river, like a language neither utters. They walked together back at sundown, the sheep ahead, the sky behind. She held the gate while he went through it and left the world of mind. Her mother asked where she had wandered. She said up to the limestone hill. Her mother smiled and said another place, and the table filled. And she sat down without asking, and he kept playing on. The shepherd's melody carried over stone and pine. She came to find a simple music and found the rest was mine. The shepherd's melody, old before our grandfathers, plays between us like a river, like a language neither utters. Oh, music is the oldest country, and love is the oldest song, and we are always just the travelers who carry it along. The shepherd's melody lies between our hands now. She hums it in the morning kitchen, he hums it with the plow. The shepherd's melody, old before our time. And every evening on the hillside, we are playing to the climb. High above the valley, high above the smoke, the flute goes on. The flute goes on. The keys were yellow, the petals were worn. My grandmother's piano sat in the corner of the room where we ate and prayed. 3 of the keys had lost their voices, but the rest of them still played. She came to tune it one October with a bag of tools gentle hands. She pressed each note as if remembering something only music understands. And the piano woke up slowly, like someone coming home from far. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again beneath her touch. She finds the notes that had gone missing. She finds just the right enough. The old piano in Novi Sad, warm beneath the lamp's small light. She is tuning all my silences into something like the night. I made her tea while she was working. She played a phrase to test the string, a minor chord that held a question that said everything. She stayed for dinner without asking. My grandmother said another place. She played again after the dishes, and I watched her face. And the piano woke up slowly, like someone finding what they are. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again beneath her touch. She finds the notes that had gone silent. She finds just the right enough. The old piano in Novi Sad, warm beneath the evening air. She is tuning all my empty rooms into something. She is there. Oh, the piano holds all the music that every hand has ever pressed. And love is just the song returning to the one who plays it best. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again, and I am listening. She plays a phrase, and I am answered by the warmth that she is glistening. The old piano in Novi Sad, yellow keys and worn down ways. She has tuned my whole life gently into all these quiet days. The keys were yellow, the petals were worn, and everything began again. The ballroom still holds the echo of a waltz. They met in 1947 when the dust was barely gone. She wore her mother's green silk dress and he wore someone else's song. The orchestra played as if the war was just a rumor someone heard. He asked her for the final waltz, and she said yes without a word. And they turned on the old parquet while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country where a love story was worth defending. The last waltz of the old century turned them into something true. And every waltz that ever followed was just trying to be you. They married in the September after, in a church with half its roof. She laughed when pigeons interrupted, and he took that as his proof. They lived through all the long years quietly, made soup and bread and small repairs. Their love was not the kind that thunders, but the kind that fills the stairs. And they turned on the old parquet while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country and their love story was unending. The last waltz of the old century turned them into something true. And every story worth the telling started with those two. mother told me this while sewing. My grandfather was in the other room, and she was smiling like the ballroom was still lit up in the gloom. The last waltz of the old century keeps on turning in my chest. When all the broken things are mending, when the music does the rest, the last waltz of the old century lives in everything they grew. And I am just the child of those two dancers who turned the century new. The ballroom still holds the echo of a waltz, and they are still inside it, still inside it. They met in 1947, when the dust was barely gone. She wore her mother's green silk dress, and he wore someone else's song. The orchestra played as if the war was just a rumor someone heard. He asked her for the final waltz, and she said yes, without a word. And they turned on the old parquet, while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country where a love story
thread by thread, the world takes shape. She sat beside the southern window, with her bobbins and her pins. Her fingers move like birds in winter, working out where love begins. I watched her from the courtyard fountain, pretending I had lost my way. She never looked up from her pattern, but she didn't send me away. Some hearts are made like lace in silence, beautiful when held to light. The lace maker of Yubiljana, threading love through every hole. She makes a beauty out of absence. She makes
makes the empty part whole. The lace maker of Ljubljana, patient as the year is long. And I have learned from watching her fingers how to make a love song strong. One morning I brought her coffee. She set it down beside her work. She said that a lace requires forgetting that you are you, and it is worth. She gave me once a small white square piece, thin as breath and strong as stone. She said, I made this in the winter when I was learning to be alone. Some hearts are made like lace in silence, beautiful and held to light. The lace maker of Ljubljana, threading love through every hole. She makes a beauty out of patience. She makes the partial part whole. The lace maker of Ljubljana gave me all her careful art, and I have learned to make the spaces into something like a heart. Oh, love is the pattern between the openings, and openings are where the light comes through. And everything she made was just a language saying I have room for you. The lace maker of Ljubljana, threading love through every hole. She made a beauty out of absence. She made the empty part my soul. The lace maker of Ljubljana, patient as the year is long. And I have learned from watching her fingers how to carry love along. Thread by thread, the world takes shape, and she was in it, and I was too. Where the paper meets the brush, everything begins in silence. She practiced characters by lamplight, while the plum blossoms fell outside. Her brush moved slow across the paper, like something she was trying to hide. I watched her from the courtyard doorway, too afraid to cross the stones. She wrote the word for home, for longing, and I felt it in my bones. What the brush knows, the tongue forgets. What the ink holds, the heart regrets. The ink and the rain wrote the word for love in the morning, and I have never given it back. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, beautiful and gone before you know. She wrote my name once on the paper, and I have carried it wherever I go. The rain came down on the bamboo rooftop and blurred the words she'd left to dry. She laughed and held the paper upward and let the sky reply. I crossed the courtyard stones to meet her. She handed me the smeared away. She said that love is just like writing in the rain. It fades the same way. What the brush knows, the tongue forgets. What the ink holds, the heart regrets. The ink and the rain are the same kind of falling, soft and dark and finding every crack. She wrote the word for love in the morning, and I have never given it back. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, beautiful and gone before you know. She wrote my name once on the paper, and I have carried it wherever I go. Oh, the rain erases everything eventually, but some words stay deeper than the page. And what she wrote that morning in the courtyard has outlasted every wind and age. The ink and the rain are the same kind of falling, soft and permanent and true. She wrote the word for love in the morning, and every word I've written since is you. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, and I have learned to let them fall. She wrote my name once on the paper, and it was enough to mean it all. Where the paper meets the brush, she is still there, still beginning.
in the house beside the linden tree. There were songs nobody wrote down. She hummed them over pots of soup and mended cloth by amber light. She said her mother sang the same in better days before the night. And when she spoke of the one she loved, who came to her in summer rain, she smoothed her apron with both hands and went back to the old refrain. What the heart keeps, time cannot take. Some songs stay whole though the world breaks. Songs my grandmother kept in the room above the vine. She sang them soft to no one special, and somehow they became mine. Songs my grandmother kept like photographs inside a drawer. Every note a kind of love story that nobody sings anymore. I heard you hum it in the kitchen the morning after the first frost. I stood behind you in the doorway, afraid to name what I had lost. You turned and handed me the coffee and said you learned it from a dream. And I believed you without asking, because love works like that, it seems. What the heart keeps, time cannot take. Some songs stay whole though the world breaks. Songs my grandmother kept in the room above the vine. She sang them soft to no one special, and somehow they became ours tonight. Songs my grandmother kept like photographs inside a drawer. Every note a kind of love story that carries us to the door. Perhaps all love is memory, and memory is song, and we are always learning music that someone else began. Songs my grandmother kept now live between you and me. We hum them soft in the morning kitchen without knowing what they mean. Songs my grandmother kept like a lantern in the snow. every note a kind of homecoming to somewhere both of us know. In the house beside the linden tree, the songs are never written down. Honey and clover in the late afternoon, her father kept the hives on the hillside, below the oak and the chestnut shade. She brought them water in the mornings and was not at all afraid. I met her when I lost my way there. She said the bees know who to trust. She put her hand among them gently, and they rose and fell like dust. And I stood still as I held breath, afraid to love, afraid of death. The beekeeper's daughter, with clover in her hair, the sweetest thing the hillside carries on the slow and golden air. The beekeeper's daughter, who has no fear at all. I would walk 100 hilly pathways just to hear her call. She poured me tea from dark wildflower and showed me how the honey forms. She said the hive keeps all its secrets safe from every coming storm. I asked her if she'd show me more hills, more fields and morning trails. She looked at me like I was harmless and said, perhaps if love prevails. And I stood still as I held breath, afraid to love, afraid of death. The beekeeper's daughter, with clover in her hair, the sweetest thing the hillside carries on the slow and golden air. The beekeeper's daughter, who has no fear at all. I went back 100 autumn mornings just to find her call. Oh, love is not unlike the beehive, busy, warm, and full of sting. But those who come with open patience get to taste the sweetest thing. The beekeeper's daughter took me to the hill, showed me all the hives and seasons, showed me how to be still. The beekeeper's daughter, with no fear in her eyes, taught me that the ones worth coming are the ones that terrify. Honey and clover and late afternoon, and her unhurried in the light. The water was so still it held the sky. We drove to the lake at the end of the summer. The reeds were dry and gold. You wore a dress your mother had altered, and a story left untold. We sat beside the salt white shoreline and watched the pelicans go past. You said you thought that all the good things were the ones too light to last. But here we are, still by the water. Here we are, still breathing slow. Salt Lake in August, heavy with the heat. You put your feet into the shallows, and the world felt incomplete. Salt Lake in August, everything gone still. And I fell in love beside the water without meaning to. I will. The sun went red above the marshes. The herons called their evening cry. You leaned against my shoulder lightly, and we watched the hour die. You said you like the quiet better than all the noise of what comes next. I took your hand without an answer and agreed without a text. But here we are, still by the water. Here we are, still breathing slow. Salt Lake in August, heavy with the heat. You put your feet into the shallows, and the world felt so complete. Salt Lake in August, everything gone still. And I fell in love beside the water, as I always knew I will. The birds don't ask what's coming, and the reeds don't question time. And maybe all of love is learning how to live inside a rhyme. Salt Lake in August, every summer since, I go back to find the water and the evening where we live. Salt Lake in August, heavy and still and wide. And I fell in love beside the water, where I've stayed from that inside. The water was so still it held the sky, and you were in it too. When the rain comes to the old country, it comes for days. We
We were stranded in the small village. Too much mud for traveling on. The innkeeper offered us 2 bedrooms. We took them and waited for the dawn. By the second day we shared a table. By the third we shared a book. By the fourth we spoke of things that mattered, and neither one could stop to look. What the rain makes possible in the waiting, what the waiting makes impossible to leave. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us in the same small square. I found you in the waiting and the weather. I found you in the damp October air. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us beside the fire. And all the plans we'd had for going forward dissolved into desire. On the 5th day, you confessed you liked it. On the 6th, I said the same. On the 7th, the road became passable, and neither of us came. The innkeeper's wife just kept on bringing more bread and more dark plum preserve. She pretended not to notice anything except our need to be served. What the rain makes possible in the waiting, what the waiting makes impossible to leave. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us in the same small square. I found you in the waiting and the weather. I found you beyond anywhere. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us beside the fire. And all the plans we'd had for going forward dissolved into desire. Oh, thank the road for being muddy. Oh, thank the clouds for being long. Oh, thank the innkeeper's wife for her preserves and every patient song. Rain in Transylvania, where we stayed past what we'd planned. I found you in the waiting and the weather. I found you, and I understand. Rain in Transylvania, I go back there every year, where
where the mud road kept two travelers and made a life appear. When the rain comes to the old country, it comes for everything. The old bridge held us like a palm. We stood above the rivers breathing. The lights below us moved like fish. You told me what you'd always wanted, your one impossible small wish. The moon came up behind the castle and painted silver on the tide. You leaned against the iron railing and I leaned close beside. Oh, the river doesn't ask us why, it only knows the by and by. Moonrise over the Danube, turning all the water white. You were everything I needed in the middle of the night. Moonrise over the Danube, cool and wide and deep, and I have kept that bridge between us in the country of my sleep. A barge went slow beneath our silence, carrying what barges carry through. You waved at no one just from habit, and I loved you for it true. We didn't kiss that night on the bridge, we only walked and let things be. And sometimes not arriving anywhere is where you need to be. Oh, the river doesn't ask us why, it only knows the by and by. Moonrise over the Danube, turning all the water white. You were everything I needed in the soft and silver night. Moonrise over the Danube, cool and wide and deep, and I have kept that bridge between us in the country of my sleep. Oh, some loves live in the arriving, some loves live in the pause, and the night we stood above the river was the best of all the loves. Moonrise Danube, turning all the water white. You were everything I needed without knowing it that night. Moonrise over the Danube, silver, still and steep, and I would cross 10,000 bridges just to find that same moonrise sleep. The old bridge held us like a palm and let us go, and let us go. The girls were floating candles on the river. She wore a crown of wheat and corn flowers, blue and yellow in her hair. She set a candle on the water and watched it go with a quiet prayer. The legend says you see your lover's face in the water by the light. She looked up and she found me standing at the edge of the midsummer night. What the old ways know that we have forgotten, what the river lights the way to. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, candles floating down the stream. You were wearing wheat and blue cornflowers, and I was stepping into the dream. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, old songs rising from the crowd, and I fell in love beside the water, where all love is spoken aloud. We danced the old dances till midnight, and the bonfire burned so tall. The sparks went up into the heaven, and we caught them as they fall. She put a spark-dimmed hand in my hand and said that this was good. I agreed with everything inside me, as well as I understood. What the old ways know that we have forgotten, what the river lights the way to. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, candles floating down the stream. You were wearing wheat and blue cornflowers, was doing when it set the candles on the stream, when it danced the love into the body and made the waking feel like dream. Midsummer Eve in Moravia. Every year I look for candles going. Every year I find your face there in the water and the knowing. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, old as love and old as flame, and you are still in wheat and cornflowers, going every year the same. The girls were floating candles on the river, and one of them was you. I kept them all in a wooden box. You wrote on paper thin as tissue, in ink that smelled of lavender. You told me everything and nothing about the life we hadn't shared. The stamps were birds and mountain flowers. Your handwriting sloped like reeds in wind. I read them by the winter window and read them all again. What words can carry across the distance? What heart survives the missing? Letters from Bratislava, finding me in every season, every envelope a country, every line a kind of reason. Letters from Bratislava, worn along the folds. You put your whole self in the postmark, more than anything, I'm told. One letter came in early April with a pressed violet inside. He wrote it on a Sunday morning before the feelings could subside. I wrote back badly, with the wrong words in the wrong place. But you replied with understanding, and I fell into your grace. What words can carry across the distance? What heart survives the missing? Letters from Bratislava, finding me in every season, every envelope a country, every line a kind of reason. Letters from Bratislava, worn along the folds. You put your whole self in the postmark, more than I was ever told. Now we talk across the wires and everything is fast and bright, but I still have all your paper letters that we wrote before the light. Letters from Bratislava, wooden box beside my bed, every word a small returning, every line a thing you said. Letters from Bratislava, lavender and ink. You are in every word I folded, more than either of us think. I kept them all in a wooden box, and I keep them still.
The mountain hid itself in white. You came down from the foggy highland with mushrooms wrapped in cloth. Your boots were wet with morning silence. Your coat was thick with frost. I was the stranger at the fire. You offered tea without a word. You watched the flames like someone reading pages only you had heard. What language lives in the offering of warmth? What love begins without a name? Fog on the Carpathians, coming down the ancient stone. You were kind to me without a reason, in the cold and far from home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding all the peaks above. Sometimes love begins in the smallest gesture that you almost miss for love. I stayed 3 days inside the mountain before the road became clear. You cooked potatoes in the ashes and acted like I'd always been here. When I left, you stood outside the doorway with your arms folded in the cold. You said, come back before the winter. You said it like something old. What language lives in the offering of warmth? What love begins without a name? Fog on the Carpathians, coming down the ancient stone. You were kind to me without a reason, and I have never felt at home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding all the peaks above. I came back before the winter started. I came back because of love. Oh, the mountain keeps its secrets under every cloud, and the ones who live beside the mountain don't have to say it loud. Fog on
where the fire was burning, back to where you said come home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding us from all above, and the mountain holds us in its silence, in the oldest kind of love. The mountain hid itself in white, and we were hidden too. The night was warm enough to walk forever. We left the wedding before the dancing and walked out to the open field. The wheat was tall and full of fireflies that the darkness barely healed. You stretched your arms out in the middle and spun around until you fell. I caught you and we both went laughing into a place where nothing's well. But nothing, well, is sometimes perfect. When you're young enough to fall, fireflies in the wheat field, lighting up the dark in pieces. You were spinning in the summer, and the joy of it never ceases. Fireflies in the wheat field, blinking low and slow, and I have kept that field inside me everywhere I go. We lay there looking up at heaven through the wheat stalks like a screen. The insects called, the stars were countless, and we lay between. You asked me if I'd always love you. I said I didn't know about always. You said that's honest, and you liked it. The field approved in its ways. But nothing, well, is sometimes perfect. When you're brave enough to fall, fireflies in the wheat field, lighting up the dark in pieces. You were spinning in the summer, and the memory never ceases. into the summer's call. Fireflies in the wheat field, still lighting up the dark. You were spinning in the summer, and you lit up all the dark. Oh, fireflies in the wheat field, low and soft and slow. And I will love you like the field loves the light, wherever winds may go. The night was warm enough to walk forever, and we almost did, and we almost did.
Far across the open country, where the red earth meets the sky, I saw you first among the poppies, barefoot in the summer heat. Your hair was loose around your shoulders, and the field lay at your feet. The harvest crows called out above you. The sun was burning low and red. You pressed a poppy to your collar and turned to me, and nothing said. Something in the silence grew, like every seed that ever crimson poppies on the plain, bend beneath the summer wind. You were standing in the middle of the world I'd always been. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as loss. Everything I ever wandered for was you among crops. We walked the length of evening homeward, through the fields of golden grain. The horses drank beside the well, and cool drops fell like summer rain. Your father lit the lamp at dusk, your mother called you from the gate. I stood a little longer in the field, knowing I would have to wait. Something in the silence grew, like every seed that ever knew. Crimson poppies on the plain, bend beneath the summer wind. You were standing in the middle of the world I'd always been. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as loss. Everything I ever wandered for was you among the crops. Oh, to be the field that holds you. Oh, to be the light that falls. Oh, to be the evening wind. wraps around you like a shawl. Crimson poppies on the plain bend beneath the summer wind. I will come back to the middle of the world where you begin. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as dawn. Everything I ever wandered for will bring me home again. Far across the open country, your light is all I follow by. Come sit beside the evening fire. Let the old songs fill the room. She baked the bread on Sunday mornings. The whole street smelled of warmth and rye. She left a loaf upon my doorstep with a rose and no goodbye. I followed petals down the cobblestones, past the clock tower, past the square. Her apron tied with faded ribbon, dust of flower in her hair. What is this feeling? Old as stone walls, old as autumn, old as rain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Love is simple, love is plain. A window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Nothing grand and nothing bright, just the ordinary miracle of finding you tonight. We sat beneath the linden blossoms, drinking tea from china cups. The world was quiet as a painting. Neither one of us stood up. She told me stories of her grandmother who loved a soldier in the snow. He never came back from the mountains, but she kept his name below. What is this feeling? Old as stone walls, old as autumn, old as rain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Love is simple, love is plain. A window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia.
every time before the storm. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Love is simple, love is plain. A window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. You are all I need tonight. Just the ordinary miracle of ordinary light. Come sit beside the evening fire. Let the old songs hold us here. Winter came without a warning. Ice along the market square. You dropped a scarf of cornflower blue beside the baker's old stone door. I picked it up and held it gently, like I had never touched before. You turned and there was snow between us, and half a dozen heartbeats more. You smiled and took it from my fingers and wrapped it tight, like what it's for. But you looked back once across the snow, and that one look was all I'd know. The blue scarf of Krakow keeps the cold from going deep. And somewhere in the market quarter you are walking in my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow wound around your winter face. I have followed every cobblestone to find that one small place. I went back every Sunday morning, past the bakers, past the square. I bought a roll I didn't need, just to breathe the winter air. One morning you were there beside me, reading paper, drinking tea. You looked up slow and then you knew me as the boy who set you free. And you sat down across the table as if it were always so. The blue scarf of Krakow keeps the cold from going deep. And you came back to the market quarter like a promise from my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow wound around your winter heart. I have waited every Sunday morning for this ordinary start. Oh, love begins in small things.
cold from going deep. Now I walk beside you every Sunday. No more searching in my sleep. The blue scarf of Krakow is the color of our days, in the city where the winter finds us at the start of all our ways. Winter came without a warning, but you came warm and true.
Small and red and sweet, beyond deserving. You found them at the forest border, hidden under leaves of green. You filled my cup without my asking, with the smallest things I'd seen. We ate them standing in the morning, with no sugar, with no cream. You said that this is what the summer actually wants to mean, and I believed you without question, as I have believed you since. Wild strawberries of soapbud, red as love and small as grace. You gave them to me from the forest, from your hands into this place. Wild strawberries of soapbud, nothing needs to be explained. When the small and wild and sweet come together in the summer after the rain. We follow the path down to the water, the Baltic, cold and gray and white. You ran ahead and didn't wait for me, and I love that wild stride. You turned around and waved me onward, like a captain on a shore. I have been following your waving for 30 years and more, and I believe you without question, as I have believed you since. Wild strawberries of soapbud, red as love and small as truth. You gave them to me from the forest, on the morning of our youth. Wild strawberries of soapbud, nothing needs to be understood. When the small and wild and sweet find each other in the light inside the wood. Oh, love is not the grand declaring, it is filling someone's hat with red. It is standing in the forest morning. It is everything you do instead. Wild strawberries Every summer I go back to the path beside the forest border, where you filled my cap. Wild strawberries of Sopa, and you beside them still, running ahead and waving me to follow up the long and sunlit hill. Small and red and sweet, beyond deserving, like you, like you, like you. Along the silver water's edge, beneath the willow's silver arms, I found you weaving morning light. Your dress was white as meadow blooms, your eyes held all the autumn night. You carried flowers from the hills, the kind that only April knows. Your laughter ran like mountain streams through every field where wild rye grows. And I have crossed 1,000 fields to find the one the heart conceals. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me when the evening falls and the storks come flying home. In this land of ancient tenderness, I never want to roam. The village bells rang soft and low as we walked through amber lanes. The honeybees in clover fields sweetened all our whispered names. Your grandmother hung linen white on lines between the apple trees. She smiled and looked away from us and let our secrets ride the breeze. And I have crossed 1,000 fields to find the one the heart conceals. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me when the evening falls and the storks come flying home. In this land of ancient tenderness, I never want to roam. Oh, the river
Every stone beneath the current holds the weight of you and me. Stay with me by the riverside, where the old white birches stand. Let the water carry time away, while I hold your gentle hand. Stay with me through every season's turn, through the frost and through the flame. In this land of ancient tenderness, you are always my refrain. Along the silver water's edge, third car from the engine, window seat. You got on at the second station, with a bag too big for the shelf above. You struggled with it and I helped you without thinking how to love. You sat across and opened something, a book, a notebook I forget. But I remember looking sideways at something I hadn't met. All the journeys lead to somewhere, but this one led to you. The train from Budapest, running through the autumn hills. Every passing village window gave the morning amber fills. The train from Budapest, taking us the same direction. And I thank the second station for the gift of your connection. You fell asleep before the border, your book still open on your lap. I watched the countryside change color and didn't want a nap. At the last stop you asked where I was going. I said, wherever the road decides. You laughed and said that was the answer of someone with nobody's guide. All the journeys lead to somewhere, but this one led to you. The train from Budapest, running through the afternoon. Every station pulled me closer to the end that came too soon. The train from Budapest took us where we meant to go, and I walked off behind you slowly.
amber glow. The train that brought us to the city brought us to each other's door, and all the motion of the journey was to make us still once more. The train from Budapest, I still take it once a year, past the villages and through the border to the place where you appear. The train from Budapest, where we sat and said the most, and I am grateful for the second station and the things I love the most. Third car from the engine, window seat, and there you were, and there you were. High above the valley, high above the smoke, he played the flute at the edge of the pasture while the sheep grazed slow below. She heard it from the village window and followed where it goes. She found him on the limestone hillside, watching clouds instead of sheep. He said the sheep find their own way home when the evening's not too steep. And she sat down without asking, and he kept playing on. The shepherd's melody carried over stone and pine. She came to find a simple music and found what was already mine. The shepherd's melody, old before our grandfathers, plays between us like a river, like a language neither utters. They walked together back at sundown, the sheep ahead, the sky behind. She held the gate while he went through it and left the world of mind. Her mother asked where she had wandered. She said up to the limestone hill. Her mother smiled and said another place, and the table filled. She sat down without asking, and he kept playing on. The shepherd's melody carried over stone and pine. She came to find a simple music and found the rest was mine. The shepherd's melody, old before our grandfathers, plays between us like a river, like a language neither utters. Oh, music is the oldest country, and love is the oldest song, and we are always just the travelers who carry it along. The shepherd's melody lies between our hands now. She hums it in the morning kitchen, he hums it with the plow.
the shepherd's melody, all before our time. And every evening on the hillside, we are playing to the climb. High above the valley, high above the smoke, the flute goes on. The flute goes on. The keys were yellow, the petals were worn. My grandmother's piano sat in the corner of the room where we ate and prayed. 3 of the keys had lost their voices, but the rest of them still played. She came to tune it one October with a bag of tools and gentle hands. She pressed each note as if remembering something only music understands. And the piano woke up slowly, like someone coming home from far. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again beneath her touch. She finds the notes that had gone missing. She finds just the right enough. The old piano in Novi Sad, warm beneath the lamp's small light. She is tuning all my silences into something like the night. I made her tea while she was working. She played a phrase to test the string, a minor chord that held a question that said everything. She stayed for dinner without asking. My grandmother said another place. She played again after the dishes, and I watched her face. And the piano woke up slowly, like someone finding what they are. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again beneath her touch. She finds the notes that had gone silent. She finds just the right enough.
is tuning all my empty rooms into something. She is there. Oh, the piano holds all the music that every hand has ever pressed. And love is just the song returning to the one who plays it best. The old piano in Novi Sad sings again, and I am listening. She plays a phrase, and I am answered by the warmth that she is glistening. The old piano in Novi Sad, yellow keys and worn down ways. She has tuned my whole life gently into all these quiet days. The keys were yellow, the pedals were worn, and everything began again. The ballroom still holds the echo of a waltz. They met in 1947 when the dust was barely gone. She wore her mother's green silk dress, and he wore someone else's song. The orchestra played as if the war was just a rumor someone heard. He asked her for the final waltz, and she said yes without a word. And they turned on the old parquet while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country where a love story was worth defending. The last waltz of the old century turned them into something true. And every waltz that ever followed was just trying to be you. They married in the September after, in a church with half its roof. She laughed when pigeons interrupted, and he took that as his proof. They lived through all the long years quietly, made soup and bread and small repairs. Their love was not the kind that thunders, but the kind that fills the stairs. And they turned on the old parquet while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country, and their love story was unending. The last waltz of the old century turned them into something true, and every story worth the telling started with those two. My grandmother told me this while sewing. My grandfather was in the other room, and she was smiling like the ballroom was still lit up in the gloom. The last waltz of the old century keeps on turning in my chest, when all the broken things are mending, when the music does the rest. The last waltz of the old century lives in everything they grew, and I am just the child of those two dancers who turned the century new. The ballroom still holds the echo of a waltz, and they are still inside it, still inside it. They met in 1947, when the dust was barely gone. She wore her mother's green silk dress, and he wore someone else's song. The orchestra played as if the war was just a rumor someone heard. He asked her for the final waltz, and she said yes, without a word. And they turned on the old parquet while the century held its breath. The last waltz of the old century, when all the broken things were mending, when the music was the only country where a love story beside the southern window with her bobbins and her pins. Her fingers move like birds in winter, working out where love begins. I watched her from the courtyard fountain, pretending I had lost my way. She never looked up from her pattern, but she didn't send me away. Some hearts are made like lace in silence, beautiful when held to light. The lace maker of Ljubljana, threading love through every hole. She makes a beauty out of absence, she makes the empty part whole. The lace maker of Ljubljana, patient as the year is long. And I have learned from watching her fingers how to make a love song strong. One morning I brought her coffee. She set it down beside her work. She said that a lace requires forgetting that you are you, and it is worth. She gave me once a small white square piece, thin as breath and strong as stone. She said I made this in the winter when I was learning to be alone. Some hearts are made like lace in silence, beautiful and held to light. The lace maker of Ljubljana, threading love through every hole. She makes a beauty out of patience, she makes the partial part whole. The lace maker of Ljubljana gave me all her careful art, and I have learned to make the spaces into something like a heart. Oh, love is the pattern between the openings, and openings are where the light comes through. And everything she made was just a language saying I have room for you. The lace maker of Ljubljana, threading love through every hole. She made a beauty out of absence, she made the empty part my soul. The lace maker of Ljubljana, patient as the year is long. And I have learned from watching her fingers how to carry love along. Thread by thread, the world takes shape, and she was in it, and I was too. Where the paper meets the brush, everything begins in silence. She practiced characters by lamplight, while the plum blossoms fell outside. Her brush moved slow across the paper, like something she was trying to hide. I watched her from the courtyard doorway, too afraid to cross the stones. She wrote the word for home, for longing, and I felt it in my bones. What the brush knows, the tongue forgets. What the ink holds, the heart regrets. The ink and the rain are the same kind of falling, soft and dark, and finding every crack. She wrote the word for love in the morning, and I have never given it back. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, beautiful and gone before you know. She wrote my name once on the paper, and I have carried it wherever I go. The rain came down on the bamboo rooftop and blurred the words she'd left to dry. She laughed and held the paper upward and let the sky reply. I crossed the courtyard stones to meet her. She handed me the smeared away. She said that love is just like writing in the rain. It fades the same way. What the brush knows, the tongue forgets. What the ink holds, the heart regrets. The ink and the rain are the same kind of falling, soft and dark, and finding every crack. She wrote the word for love in the morning, and I have never given it back. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, beautiful and gone before you know. She wrote my name once on the paper, and I have carried it wherever I go. Oh, the rain erases everything eventually, but some words stay deeper than the page. And what she wrote that morning in the courtyard has outlasted every wind and age. The ink and the rain are the same kind of falling, soft and permanent and true. She wrote the word for love in the morning, and every word I've written since is you. The ink and the rain are the same kind of longing, and I have learned to let them fall. She wrote my name once on the paper, and it was enough to mean it all. Where the paper meets the brush, she is still there, still beginning. In the house beside the linden tree, there were songs nobody wrote down. She hummed them over pots of soup and mended cloth by amber light. She said her mother sang the same in better days before the night. And when she spoke of the one she loved, who came to her in summer rain, she smoothed her apron with both hands and went back to the old refrain. What the heart keeps, time cannot take. Some songs stay whole though the world breaks. Songs my grandmother kept in the room above the vine. She sang them soft to no one special, and somehow they became mine. Songs my grandmother kept, like photographs inside a drawer. Every note a kind of love story that nobody sings anymore. I heard you hum it in the kitchen the morning after the first frost. I stood behind you in the doorway, afraid to name what I had lost. You turned and handed me the coffee and said you learned it from a dream. And I believed you without asking, because love works like that, it seems. What the heart keeps, time cannot take. Some songs stay whole though the world breaks. Songs my grandmother kept in the room and somehow they became ours tonight. Songs my grandmother kept, like photographs inside a drawer. Every note a kind of love story that carries us to the door. Perhaps all love is memory, and memory is song, and we are always learning music that someone else began. Songs my grandmother kept now live between you and me. We hum them soft in the morning kitchen without knowing what they mean. Songs my grandmother kept, like a lantern in the snow. Every note a kind of homecoming to somewhere both of us know. In the house beside the linden tree, the songs are never written down. Honey and clover and late afternoon. Her father kept the hives on the hillside, below the oak and the chestnut shade. She brought them water in the mornings and was not at all afraid. I met her when I lost my way there. She said the bees know who to trust. She put her hand among them gently, and they rose and fell like dust. And I stood still as I held breath, afraid to love, afraid of death. The beekeeper's daughter, with clover in her hair, the sweetest thing the hillside carries on the slow and golden air. The beekeeper's daughter, who has no fear at all. I would walk 100 hilly pathways just to hear her call. She poured me tea from dark wildflower and showed me how the honey forms. She said the hive keeps all its secrets safe from every coming storm. I asked her if she'd show me more hills, more fields and morning trails. She looked at me like I was harmless and said, perhaps if love prevails. And I stood still as I held breath, afraid to love, afraid of death. The beekeeper's daughter, with clover in her hair, the sweetest thing the hillside carries on the slow and golden air. The beekeeper's daughter, who has no fear at all. I went back 100 autumn mornings just to find her call. Oh, love is not unlike the beehive, busy, warm, and full of sting. But those who come with open patience get to taste the sweetest thing. The beekeeper's daughter took me to the hill, showed me all the hives and seasons, showed me how to be still. The beekeeper's daughter, with no fear in her eyes, taught me that the ones worth loving are the ones that terrify. Honey and clover and late afternoon, and her unhurried in the light. The water was so still it held the sky. We drove to the lake at the end of the summer. The reeds were dry and cold. You wore a dress your mother had altered, and a story left untold. We sat beside the salt white shoreline and watched the pelicans go past. You said you thought that all the good things were the ones too light to last. But here we are, still by the water. Here we are, still breathing slow. Salt Lake in August, heavy with the heat. You put your feet into the shallows, and the world felt incomplete. Salt Lake in August, everything gone still. And I fell in love beside the water without meaning to. I will. The sun went red above the marshes. The herons called their evening cry. You leaned against my shoulder lightly, and we watched the hour die. You said you like the quiet better than all the noise of what comes next. I took your hand without an answer and agreed without a text. But here we are, still by the water. Here we are, still breathing slow. Salt Lake in August, heavy with the heat. You put your feet into the shallows, and the world felt so complete. Salt Lake in August, everything gone still. And I fell in love beside the water, as I always knew I will. The birds don't ask what's coming, and the reeds don't
And maybe all of love is learning how to live inside a rhyme. Salt Lake in August, every summer since I go back to find the water and the evening where we live. Salt Lake in August, heavy and still and wide. And I fell in love beside the water, where I've stayed from that inside. The water was so still it held the sky, and you were in it too. When the rain comes to the old country, it comes for days. We were stranded in the small village, too much mud for traveling on. The innkeeper offered us 2 bedrooms. We took them and waited for the dawn. By the second day we shared a table. By the third we shared a book. By the fourth we spoke of things that mattered, and neither one could stop to look. What the rain makes possible in the waiting, what the waiting makes impossible to leave. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us in the same small square. I found you in the waiting and the weather. I found you in the damp October air. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us beside the fire. And all the plans we'd had for going forward dissolved into desire. On the 5th day, you confessed you liked it. On the 6th, I said the same. On the 7th, the road became passable, and neither of us came. The innkeeper's wife just kept on bringing more bread and more dark plum preserve. She pretended not to notice anything except our need to be served. What the rain makes possible in the waiting, what the waiting makes impossible to leave. Rain in Transylvania, keeping us in the same small square. I found you
dissolved into desire. Oh, thank the road for being muddy. Oh, thank the clouds for being long. Oh, thank the innkeeper's wife for her preserves and every patient song. Rain in Transylvania, where we stayed past what we'd planned. I found you in the waiting and the weather. I found you, and I understand. Rain in Transylvania, I go back there every year, where the mud road kept two travelers and made a life appear. When the rain comes to the old country, it comes for everything. The old bridge held us like a palm. We stood above the rivers breathing. The lights below us moved like fish. You told me what you'd always wanted, your one impossible small wish. The moon came up behind the castle and painted silver on the tide. You leaned against the iron railing, and I leaned close beside. Oh, the river doesn't ask us why, it only knows the by and by. Moonrise over the Danube, turning all the water white. You were everything I needed in the middle of the night. Moonrise over the Danube, cool and wide and deep, and I have kept that bridge between us in the country of my sleep. A barge went slow beneath our silence, carrying what barges carry through. You waved at no one just from habit, and I loved you for it true. We didn't kiss that night on the bridge, we only walked and let things be. And sometimes not arriving anywhere is where you need to be. Oh, the river doesn't ask us why, it only knows the by and by. Moonrise over the Danube, turning all the water white. between us in the country of my sleep. Oh, some loves live in the arriving, some loves live in the pause. And the night we stood above the river was the best of all the laws. Moonrise over the Danube, turning all the water white. You were everything I needed without knowing it that night. Moonrise over the Danube, silver, still and steep. And I would cross 10,000 bridges just to find that same moonrise sleep. The old bridge held us like a palm and let us go, and let us go. The girls were floating candles on the river. She wore a crown of wheat and cornflowers, blue and yellow in her hair. She set a candle on the water and watched it go with a quiet prayer. The legend says you see your lover's face in the water by the light. She looked up and she found me standing at the edge of the midsummer night. What the old ways know that we have forgotten, what the river lights the way to. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, candles floating down the stream. You were wearing wheat and blue cornflowers, and I was stepping into the dream. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, old songs rising from the crowd, and I fell in love beside the water, where all love is spoken aloud. We danced the old dances till midnight, and the bonfire burned so tall. The sparks went up into the heaven, and we caught them as they fall. She put a spark-dimmed hand in my hand and said that this was good. I agreed with everything inside me, as well as I understood what the old ways know that we have forgotten, what the river lights the way to. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, it set the candles on the stream, when it danced the love into the body, and made the waking feel like dream. Midsummer Eve in Moravia. Every year I look for candles going. Every year I find your face there in the water and the knowing. Midsummer Eve in Moravia, old as love and old as flame, and you are still in wheat and cornflowers, going every year the same. The girls were floating candles on the river, and one of them was you. I kept them all in a wooden box. You wrote on paper thin as tissue, in ink that smelled of lavender. You told me everything and nothing about the life we hadn't shared. The stamps were birds and mountain flowers. Your handwriting sloped like reeds in wind. I read them by the winter window and read them all again. What words can carry across the distance? What heart survives the missing? Letters from Bratislava, finding me in every season, every envelope a country, every line a kind of reason. Letters from Bratislava, worn along the folds. You put your whole self in the postmark, more than anything I'm told. One letter came in early April with a pressed violet inside. You wrote it on a Sunday morning before the feelings could subside. I wrote back badly with the wrong words in the wrong place, but you replied with understanding, and I fell into your grace. What words can carry across the distance? What heart survives the missing? Letters from Bratislava, finding me in every season, every envelope a country, every line a kind of reason. Letters from Bratislava, worn along the folds. You put your whole self in the postmark, more than I was ever told. Now we talk across the wires and everything is fast and bright, but I still have all your paper letters that we wrote before the light. Letters from Bratislava in the wooden box beside my bed, every word a small returning, every line a thing you said. Letters from Bratislava, lavender and ink. You are in every word I've folded, more than either of us think. I kept them all in a wooden box, and I keep them still.
The mountain hid itself in white. You came down from the foggy highland with mushrooms wrapped in cloth. Your boots were wet with morning silence. Your coat was thick with frost. I was the stranger at the fire. You offered tea without a word. You watched the flames like someone reading pages only you had heard. What language lives in the offering of warmth? What love begins without a name? Fog on the Carpathians, coming down the ancient stone. You were kind to me without a reason, in the cold and far from home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding all the peaks above. Sometimes love begins in the smallest gesture that you almost miss for love. I stayed 3 days inside the mountain before the road became clear. You cooked potatoes in the ashes and acted like I'd always been here. When I left, you stood outside the doorway with your arms folded in the cold. You said, come back before the winter. You said it like something old. What language lives in the offering of warmth? What love begins without a name? Fog on the Carpathians, coming down the ancient stone. You were kind to me without a reason, and I have never felt at home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding all the peaks above. I came back before the winter started. I came back because of love. Oh, the mountain keeps its secrets under every cloud, and the ones who live beside the mountain don't have to say it loud. Fog on the Carpathians,
Every autumn now I come back to where the fire was burning, back to where you said come home. Fog on the Carpathians, hiding us from all above, and the mountain holds us in its silence, in the oldest kind of love. The mountain hid itself in white, and we were hidden too. The night was warm enough to walk forever. We left the wedding before the dancing and walked out to the open field. The wheat was tall and full of fireflies that the darkness barely healed. You stretched your arms out in the middle and spun around until you fell. I caught you and we both went laughing into a place where nothing's well. But nothing, well, is sometimes perfect. When you're young enough to fall, fireflies in the wheat field, lighting up the dark in pieces. You were spinning in the summer, and the joy of it never ceases. Fireflies in the wheat field, blinking low and slow. And I have kept that field inside me everywhere I go. We lay there looking up at heaven through the wheat stalks like a screen. The insects called, the stars were countless, and we lay between. You asked me if I'd always love you. I said I didn't know about always. You said that's honest, and you liked it, and the field approved in its ways. But nothing, well, is sometimes perfect. When you're brave enough to fall, fireflies in the wheat field, lighting up the dark in pieces. You were spinning in the summer, and the memory never ceases. Fireflies in the wheat field, blinking low and slow. And I've kept that field between us everywhere we go. Oh, let the fireflies have their evening. Oh, let the wheat grow tall, and let us be the ones the summer's call. Fireflies in the wheat field, still lighting up the dark. You were spinning in the summer, and you lit up all the dark. The night was warm enough to walk forever, and we almost did, and we almost did.
Far across the open country, where the red earth meets the sky, I saw you first among the poppies, barefoot in the summer heat. Your hair was loose around your shoulders, and the field lay at your feet. The harvest crows called out above you. The sun was burning low and red. You pressed a poppy to your collar and turned to me and nothing said. Something in the silence grew, like every seed that ever crimson poppies on the plain, bend beneath the summer wind. You were standing in the middle of the world I'd always been. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as loss. Everything I ever wandered for was you among crops. We walked the length of evening homeward through the fields of golden grain. The horses drank beside the well, and cool drops fell like summer rain. Your father lit the lamp at dusk. Your mother called you from the gate. I stood a little longer in the field, knowing I would have to wait. Something in the silence grew, like every seed that ever knew. Crimson poppies on the plain, bend beneath the summer wind. You were standing in the middle of the world I'd always been. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as loss. Everything I ever wandered for was you among the crops. Oh, to be the field that holds you. Oh, to be the light that falls. Oh, to be the evening wind and poppies on the plain bend beneath the summer wind. I will come back to the middle of the world where you begin. Crimson poppies on the plain, red as love and red as dawn. Everything I ever wandered for will bring me home again. Far across the open country, your light is all I follow by. Come sit beside the evening fire. Let the old songs fill the room. She baked the bread on Sunday mornings. The whole street smelled of warmth and rye. She left a loaf upon my doorstep with a rose and no goodbye. I followed petals down the cobblestones, past the clock tower, past the square. Her apron tied with faded ribbon, dust of flour in her hair. What is this feeling? Old as stone walls, old as autumn, old as rain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Love is simple, love is plain. A window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Nothing grand and nothing bright, just the ordinary miracle of finding you tonight. We sat beneath the linden blossoms, drinking tea from china cups. The world was quiet as a painting. Neither one of us stood up. She told me stories of her grandmother who loved a soldier in the snow. He never came back from the mountains, but she kept his name below. What is this feeling? Old as stone walls, old as autumn, old as rain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Love is simple, love is plain. A window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. Nothing grand and nothing bright, just the ordinary miracle of finding you tonight. Some love is thunder over the hills, and some love is bread left warm. And I would choose the quiet table every time before the storm.
a window open to the garden where the hollyhocks remain. Bread and roses in Bohemia. You are all I need tonight. Just the ordinary miracle of ordinary light. Come sit beside the evening fire. Let the old songs hold